Imagine a company so massive, its collapse could bring an entire country to its knees. A company that wasn't just a business, but a symbol of national pride, a titan of the Caribbean. Today, we're talking about the shocking story of CL Financial, the $10 billion conglomerate whose downfall sent shockwaves through Trinidad and Tobago and beyond. This isn't just a business story. It's a saga of ambition, greed, and a financial crisis that threatened to bankrupt the nation. So, who was CL Financial? For many in the Caribbean, they were everything. Founded by the charismatic and ambitious Lawrence Dupree, the CL Financial Group started from the humblest of beginnings. It grew out of Clico, the colonial life insurance company. Dupree had a grand vision to create a Caribbean-owned conglomerate that could compete on the world stage. And for a while, he succeeded beyond anyone's wildest dreams. The empire grew at a breathtaking pace. CL Financial wasn't just an insurance anymore. They bought banks, energy companies, real estate, media houses, and even a rum distillery, the famous Angostura Bitters. If there was a major industry in Trinidad and Tobago, chances are CL Financial had a stake in it. Their headquarters in Port of Spain was a towering symbol of their power and influence. People saw CL Financial as a beacon of local success, a testament to what a small island nation could achieve. Thousands of ordinary citizens, from teachers to taxi drivers, invested their life savings in Clico's high-yield investment products, trusting that their money was safe with this homegrown giant. So what went wrong? How did this unstoppable force suddenly implode? The answer lies in a combination of risky business practices and a global financial storm. At its core, CL Financial was playing a very dangerous game. They were using short-term money from policyholders and investors to fund long-term, often speculative, acquisitions. Think of it like using your credit card to buy a house. It works as long as you can keep getting more credit. But the moment the money supply tightens, the whole structure is at risk of collapse. One of their most popular products was something called the Executive Flexible Premium Annuity, or EFPA. It promised investors incredibly high interest rates, far better than any traditional bank could offer. To a regular person, it looked like the deal of a lifetime. Where was all this money coming from to pay these high returns? A lot of it was being funneled into a highly leveraged and interconnected web of companies within the CL Financial Group. The company was essentially borrowing from one pocket to pay another, all while expanding aggressively into volatile sectors like real estate and energy. The house of cards began to wobble, and then the 2008 global financial crisis hit. Suddenly, credit markets froze. The value of their assets plummeted. The very fuel that powered CL Financial's rapid expansion and easy access to cash dried up almost overnight. Panic started to set in. Investors, hearing whispers of trouble, rushed to pull their money out. This created a classic run on the bank, or in this case, a run on the insurance company. Clico simply didn't have the liquid cash to pay everyone back. The scale of the problem was staggering. We're talking about billions of dollars. The company was deeply in debt, and its assets were worth far less than they had claimed. The contagion was spreading. Because CL Financial owned banks and other crucial institutions across the Caribbean, its failure threatened to trigger a domino effect, destabilizing the entire region's financial system. The government of Trinidad and Tobago was faced with an impossible choice: let the giant fall and risk economic catastrophe, or step in with a taxpayer-funded bailout of unprecedented scale. On a dramatic Friday in January 2009, the government announced it was intervening. The Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago took control of some of CL Financial's key assets, including Clico. The goal was to prevent a complete meltdown and protect the thousands of policyholders and depositors. The initial bailout figure was massive, and it would only grow over the years as the true depth of the hole became clear. The final cost to taxpayers would run into the tens of billions of Trinidad and Tobago dollars, making it one of the most expensive financial rescues in the country's history. The aftermath was a long and painful process. There were government investigations, legal battles, and a public outcry. How could this have happened? Where were the regulators? People who had trusted Clico with their life savings were left in limbo, uncertain if they would ever see their money again. Many lost everything. The crisis exposed serious weaknesses in the country's financial regulatory framework. The lines between the insurance company, its parent conglomerate, and its many subsidiaries were hopelessly blurred, allowing for risky practices to go unchecked for years. The man at the center of it all, Lawrence Dupree, became a figure of public anger. The visionary empire builder was now seen as the architect of a national disaster. Despite numerous inquiries and commissions, holding individuals legally and financially accountable proved to be incredibly difficult, a source of ongoing frustration for the public. The saga dragged on for over a decade, with the government slowly trying to unwind the complex web of assets and liabilities to pay back depositors and creditors. So, what are the lessons from the CL financial collapse? First, it's a powerful reminder that no company is too big to fail without consequences. Second, it highlights the critical importance of strong, independent financial regulation. When companies become overly complex and intertwined, regulators need to have the tools and the will to step in before it's too late. Finally, it's a cautionary tale about the dangers of chasing unusually high returns. If an investment seems too good to be true, it often is. The story of CL Financial is a defining chapter in the modern history of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a story of ambition, a spectacular rise, and an even more spectacular fall that left deep scars on the nation's economy and its psyche. It serves as a stark warning to countries everywhere about the fragility of financial systems and the devastating human cost when corporate governance fails. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this massive collapse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into major historical events. See you in the next video.